Oh no. Annija, are you ready?
Someone under the bus.
Tad nāc.
Ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's go.
So, do you know that feeling when you arrive at the hotel after a long flight and you're already tired and want to explore the city? Here it is. Oops. And you want to explore the city, but you just can't because you enter a hotel and you see a receptionist, a human being, who, maybe is already tired after 8 hours long shift, and when you ask for suggestions, maybe where do you want to go, what can I see in your city, it's like a very long process, and it just makes things all more complicated. So, my idea in the basics of economics was to, quickly going over, is to have like a self-check-in machine, and it would be as easy as ordering a McDonald's at your local area, and so you could easily just self-check-in and check out. You could easily access all of the information of must-visit places and events happening right now. For example, if there's like a concert happening or some exhibitions in the city, must-eat places, and maybe some frequently asked questions of the city and transport, and all the other things that you would ask a receptionist. So, going over the business Canva, so the key partners would be like tech IT support, hotels and hostel group and their groups who would actually like need this service, and of course some manufacturing of these sort of like tablets like you see seamlessly in McDonald's or KFC where you usually order food, something of that sort. Looking at key activities would be contacting potential like clients, scheduling some checkups of how is this thing even working? Is it something that's good, or is it something that's completely not needed? And a receptionist is the better way to go. So key resources would be tech developer, IT programmer, someone to produce the table products itself, like as I mentioned, as McDonald's does, or even better ones. So the value proposition, fast, simple, quality service, no more expenses on monthly salaries. For example, I approximately calculated how much it costs to have a receptionist at your hotel with many people having it. Like, for example, 3 people, and with the salaries and tax and like lunch, it would cost a hotel 8,000 per month at least. Next, going to key activities would be personalized support and quality general service. So key resources would be needed as a website and contacting by emails and calls and meetings. Customer segments, as I already mentioned, would be hotels, hotel groups, hostel groups, and moving over, as I have only 1 minute. So the strengths would be improved customer experience, time and cost efficiency with competitive advantage in the market for your hotel, as you would be unique in your sphere. Then there would be also a better data collection and analysis. The weaknesses could be initial investment because it would not be as cheap. I haven't calculated the approximate cost of implementing this and creating this in general, but it sure would be quite costly. Then technological dependence. For example, of course, there is a potential for something to crash or like a breakage of some sort. And also resistance to change, because if you meet elderly people, they're not so open to technological experiences in general, which could be like a problem. So opportunities is expansion to new markets, customization and personalization, and global tourism trends. Talking about threats, it could be market saturation over the time. If they see that this product is valuable, of course there could be more of these products could appear in the market and like become like conferences and stuff, and regulatory compliance and security concerns of your data that you collect. And here's the pastel, and the time is ending, so maybe we can just like go over the questions. No, yes, not special.
Maybe just some most important parts about macro threats.
Well, there's one thing written to each. Basically, government to the political side, government initiatives promoting digitalization and automation in businesses. How willing would they be to create something like that? Then there's disposable on economic level.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. My first thing was that I felt is you started off your pitch really well, but then at one point you kind of didn't have the closing of it. You just jumped to the presentation. It kind of felt weird because I would expect the pitch to be like from start to finish, like a closing statement.
Yeah.
And then
I looked
start
at
the
the time
presentation.
and I understood that I didn't have that much time. That's why I kind of rushed over. Yeah.
So probably a suggestion is to practice it before you go. Another thing is I noticed that actually the SWOT analysis was not so much from the inside of the company, but actually from a company that's using your product. So it's a bit the perspective is a bit off because you usually when you do like a SWOT analysis, you analyze yourself, like your business idea. Like what kind of threats you might face if you're launching your product into the market, and also like those other segments, strengths, weaknesses. What are the weaknesses of having that project? So that's what I noticed itself. But the presentation looked really neat, and because of the short time, I know that's hard to present. But good job there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for presentation. Maybe we can go back to SWOT analysis. To continue what Elvis said, strengths and weaknesses is internal environment, opportunities, threats, external environment. Therefore, my question is, do you mean resistance to change?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Resistance to change in weakness part, what do you mean?
The resistance to change, I mentioned that it could be, for example, like elderly people. They're used to like person-to-person conversations, and that could be the problem.
Could go to threat part because it is, Therefore, my first question was, what is target group of your proposed service? Because I'm just thinking about seniors who go to in hotel and look at this drinking machine and don't understand what to do with them.
Yeah, so the target group would be, as I said, hotels and hostels, mainly, starting with them.
And last thing, competitive advantage. What is your competitive advantage in that perspective?
For example, in my opinion, you become competitive if your service gets better. How did the service get better? Because, as I mentioned from the start, like when you arrive at the hotel, usually the reception service is not as great as we would like expect it to be. For example, long answers or like some problems with not seeing where your passport documentation is. Like, no, you can't like make the check-in process or the get answers to questions really fast, and so the machine sort of can't do that because it's programmed to do that. And that would be like the competitive advantage.
Time
between.
Yeah, in one word, time.
Time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Anyone
you.
else? No. Okay, yeah, something I could add as well is also that competitive advantage is basically has to be looked from a perspective how you as a company are competitive with other players in the market. So when you do the SWOT analysis, focus more of your inside of the company instead of from the outside perspective, and that way you can do a better analysis and understanding of your own strengths, like how you are better than others in the field. So that's all I think. Yeah. Oh, maybe some personal reflections, since we have like a 1 minute. Your personal reflections when you were doing the analysis or the work on your idea. How did you came across it, and some valuable insights from the journey?
Well, how did I come across it? Because I work in this sphere in general. So I know the struggle when you can't remember, what should I recommend to like this certain person? Well, there's just like talking from personal experience. That's where the idea came from. Yeah, did you want to hear anything else on the answer? Sorry.
Anything from your personal journey, like not only the idea where it came from, but some
I don't think
insight.
there's anything I want to add. I just like, I love delving.
Yeah.
Regarding, in this case, I understand you want to replace all the receptionists with display.
Yeah.
All right. And what do you, in the weakness side, what do you do with those customers who do seek out for human contact or someone who actually will answer something that the computer will not?
I haven't really thought about that. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I just looked for like this quick idea from only like the perspective of person who would use that. I didn't like specifically think for the person who would like, oh no, I'm like actually like the better human experience. Because
I mean, there's usually answers you seek for, or I seek for, when which is not in algorithm you have in what you plan there. So that's why I can give you as well an idea. If you go forward, it's called call center. Basically, you need a team which is in the back end somewhere working, and they have to be able to connect with any place, any time when there's someone comes to the reception. Basically, you still have it, but you maybe reduce it to less people than having a reception in every single place.
All right.
thank you.